Hey, it's Neva, the stay-at-home family, and I was actually really surprised when I was reading something the other day because did you know that there's someone who's completely and entirely dependent upon you that you may not have even realized, and no, this is not your children. This is something that kind of surprised me because it's a way of looking at things that I'd never had and completely changed the way I felt about what I was doing on a day-to-day basis. You might be able to hear my kids having Darcy's trying to give Tristan a present. Um, but uh, but this person is totally and completely dependent upon you. And when someone is dependent upon you, you want the best for them, don't you? And so um, you feel a sense of responsibility and you make an effort to get what they need, in order to provide them with what they want or with their best possible future. And that person is your future self. So I never really looked at it this way. If you can look at kind of imagine three different versions of yourself there. There's your past self, and maybe your past self has made some mistakes. Maybe your past self has not always been perfect. That is no problem because nobody is. So you can look at your past self and not have regret, not have, worry or guilt over the things you've done or haven't done, but look at that person and say, I'm really grateful for you, and let them know that you forgive them for the things that they've messed up in the past, because we all mess up. And then you can look towards your future self. And you see, the future self, when you separate them out like this, the future self is not carrying the burdens of the past. The future self is almost like a brand new child. Somebody who has nothing superimposed upon them yet. We're completely unsure what direction they're going to go, but we do know that they're innocent. Really, they're someone who hasn't messed up. They haven't done anything yet. They're sort of waiting. They're waiting to see what's going to happen. And so you can look at that future self, and it can kind of become anything because it's sort of a blank space. What I recommend is seeing in it your kind of best version of yourself, what you would like to be, who you've always wanted to be. I see my future self as someone who laughs a lot, because I didn't always laugh a lot. I went through times where I think I almost never laughed, crazy as that is now. Someone who laughs a lot, someone who has a lot of love in their life, and someone who has a very deep sense of purpose, and someone who absolutely rejects the things that they do not want in life. So I don't know what exactly is going on around them because we can't 100% predict the future, but we can set it up so that they have the chance to be this person. So then when you look at your present self, you don't have to feel any guilt over the past, and you don't have to feel any worry over the future because you don't know what the future is going to bring, and the past is in the past and you've already forgiven it. So then you look at your current self, your present self, and you say, well, hello there. Today I can choose to be the best version of me, and I can choose to work for that future self. I can choose to make strong decisions that might be scary for me, but oh my goodness, that future self will turn around and thank you for it. I literally imagine them all standing there. And the present self, sometimes they need to have a little strength. Sometimes they need to feel like, yes, I can do this. I can change my life. I can change my future. But they have to be willing to step up and sometimes make decisions that they wouldn't have thought they would be making. Sometimes they have to do some work that they wouldn't have thought that they would be doing. Sometimes it takes just changing their daily actions. They have to change from the past self in order to become the bright future that they're looking forwards to. So as you imagine these three people, I want you to look at that past self with forgiveness. Look at that future self with inspiration and aspiration. And look at that middle self, look at that present self with a little bit of a kick in the ass. Say, you know what? You are the one who can do this. And you're the one who's going to do this, but you need to take actions right now, today, to create the future that you want to create. So you have this future person's life in your hands. What are you going to do about it? And when you put that kind of weight upon it, big things can happen because it removes your fear and puts you into a place of strength, a place where you can step up and do what you need to do. And for me, that was creating a solid income where I wasn't working in a job, where I wasn't working for somebody else. I needed to create something that would give me freedom to figure out who that future self was and to figure out who I wanted to be and to become more myself. And that's what's available for you. But it starts by creating your freedom. And you can create your freedom by clicking on the link below. So click there and I will see you on the next page.